Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Parisa and here is this Parisa and I'm a PhD student in astronomy here in Queen's University in Canada, and today I came up with a mind-blowing space news that a stellar explosion might light up our night sky in the summer. Let's go. So keep your eye on a constellation called Corona Borealis, about 3,000 light years away from Earth. That this constellation had a binary system of a white dwarf and a red giant that they just orbiting around each other, and every 80 years they just goes about to erupt. But how these things can happen? So just as a reminder, if you do not know what is white dwarf or red giants are, white dwarf are a remnant of a dead star, which they shed their outer layers, and on the other hand, red giants are a gigantic red balls, which when stars run out of its hydrogen after the nuclear fusion in a center, it just turns out to be much hotter and much larger. It just expands its radius to be a red gigantic ball. But just because a white dwarf is so heavy, it actually can bend space. So if you imagine this piece of paper as a space, the white dwarf can bend the space because it is so heavy. And whatever is adjacent to it, it can fall into that part because of the white dwarf's gravity. So in this case, that is what exactly happening, that the adjacent red giant is be swept up by that white dwarf. And as the white dwarf gets enough of material and pulls enough of material from the red giant, it's about to erupt, and it creates a nova, which is bright enough that can looks like a new star to us from 3,000 light years away from Earth. So one reason that people predicting that highly probable to happen is just like that they see a change in the light of this binary system, that they getting brighter or dimmer, and this change is a pattern that it was also seen back in 1866 and also 1946. So and they predicted that the next one will be from now till the end of the summer, and it can last from few days to a week. So keep an eye on that. So you might be a very first person to detect such a phenomena when you're doing your stargazing. By the way, do you know where the nova term comes from? It just actually goes back to 1573 when Tycho Brahe was documenting its observations, and he found a new star in a constellation called Cassiopeia, and he called it the Nova Stella, which means a new star in a Latin language. So move forward to today, right now we know that the nova is a term that we use for a powerful explosion comes from white dwarfs. So we're in a right time, right moment with a right telescope that we can just go for stargazing and hopefully can detect that amazing phenomenon, and you will be the first person who see that. But wait, but why the scientists actually care about studying those, and why it just what these kind of things says more about the space. So basically these novas or supernovae, these are a strong source of depositing a lot of materials like dust and gas into the space, and we still do not really know where that dust and gas comes from, which are the essentials materials for forming a new generation of stars. So the more and more we know and we can study them in more details, we know the process of star and planet formation. Because when these explosions is happening, there's so many dust and gas deposited into the space. However, there are a lot of percentage of them also destroyed because they cannot survive that powerful massive explosion that will happen. So we still do not know how much of these dust and gas survive in the space, because and that's one of the reasons that we do not know why the star formation efficiencies in the space is so low. For example, our Milky Way only produces 2 star or like 2 sun-like star per year, which is surprisingly low. I mean, and compared to like the amount of materials that we have out there, this is a surprisingly low number of stars star forming in our Milky Way. So these kind of studies are very important for astronomers to have a better understanding of the formation of the stars and planet. So thank you for watching, and if you're interested in more space news, like and subscribe to my channel for more. Thank you so much, and happy stargazing. Ciao!